few questions hovering over whether his motivation is back running at 100%. We join at the start of the second game with Ashour 1 game up.
So an explosive start from young Ramy Ashour, 11-2 in the first game, blitzing Amir Shabana. And Shabana has got to play much, much better than not only he is at the moment, but than he has been this week, really. He didn't perform that well in the semi-final against Wael El Hindi. Wasn't given that much of a fight, in all honesty. Ashour has looked solid all the way through, looked composed, played some nice stuff against Karim Darwish in the semi-final. The head-to-head record is actually 4-1 to Shabana at the moment. But Ramy Ashour, good and fresh, playing well. Amir Shabana not at his best, recently back from an injury. And he's got a real fight on his hands here, Chris Robertson.
Well, yeah, we talked about the rust in the semi-final. I think it was there to see in the first game. Just couldn't really deal with the precision and the pace and the energy. And this is where you have to respond, as you said. Nice, clever shot there from Amir. I'm sure he will.
2-1.
There's no way that he's going to allow that type of level to continue. I think it's just a case of getting used to the intensity that Ramy brings. He has such a enthusiasm and speed about his game. Moves the ball naturally, quickly everywhere.
3-1.
Will make the odd mistake, obviously. He seems to dust himself down very quickly after that and be very positive the next time. It's a good boast. Good positive start from Amir. Some winning shots.
4-1.
Some quality shots.
So you got the 2007 Player of the Year, Amir Shabana, against the 2007 Young Player of the Year, Ramy Ashour. And we're going to see a lot of these two going head-to-head over the next couple of years, because they really are the top two in the game, top two seeds, and rightly so.
Well, they'll be on opposite ends of the draw, which means they theoretically only meet each other in the final. A little bit different if you're number 1 and number 3 in the world. Obviously, you can get drawn in the same half of the draw. So, yeah, I think we'll see a lot of clashes in 2008. This is the first meeting this year, and this will set the tone. Lovely delay and hold. Here we see it on the replay. Just turns the racket head over, gets the width, gets the length, and gets the winner. 5-1. Nice comeback. Which I'd like to see as a neutral, a response from somebody that's been really thumped in the first game. Again, I remember Amir's tactics last season when he was playing Ramy, Chris, was to keep the ball pretty straight, as he's trying to do here now. Just keep it nice and straight. Don't give him a lot of angles. Try and tie him down that way.
And out. 2-5.
Has he got the physical presence? Has he got the confidence to be able to do that well enough after his layoff? Is he too rusty? That will be the issue.
Well, it's certainly not uncommon for Amir to lose the first game, but what is very common is that he then comes back to win the second one. He doesn't lose the plot, keeps his head. He's been around long enough to be able to keep cool and just carry on playing his game and change things when he needs to.
Yeah, I think mentally he'll be fine. It's just whether physically he's got the condition to keep going, and is he hitting the ball well enough to keep it tight enough?
3-5.
And that's where the rust comes from. You know, the lack of match play, the lack of tournaments, the time out he's had. We know Ramy's fit and strong because he just won the Tournament of Champions, so he's on song.
Yeah, beat James Wilstrop in the final there. It was 3-0, but it was a very, very close match. And a very, very good match as well.
4-5.
He's coming back into this. He was 5-1 down. It's 5-4 now. And another point there for Ramy Ashour. So it's dead level, 5-all in the second. So we continue with the final here in Canada between the world number 1, Amir Shabana, and fellow Egyptian and world number 2, Ramy Ashour. Ramy blitzing the first game 11-2. Shabana taking a 5-1 lead in the second. But Ramy Ashour right back in it now. It's 6-5 to Amir Shabana, who's back from an injury, as we've been saying. Until that injury, the form was very, very good. 3 tournament titles on the bounce, including his 3rd World Open title, which came at Bermuda. Ramy Ashour picked up an injury at the end of last season at Qatar, but before that, he'd been a finalist at Saudi, was a semi-finalist in the US Open, and then after coming back from injury, won the Tournament of Champions. So they're both right up there in terms of recent results, but there is this doubt about the fitness of the world number 1.
Well, there is, but this is a great rally from both players. The skill involved with getting the ball into the positions they did was fantastic, and the tight straight ball was too good.
Yes, let. 6-all from the left.
Just doesn't seem to me, Chris, to be a punch in Amir's movement at the moment. He looks like he's obviously going to take him on shot-wise quite a bit.
7-6.
Tending to move into lines very early and trying to use his experience a little bit to be competitive. Maybe just his match play is limited at the moment. 5-1 lead. He didn't defend that particularly well, and I remember last year he was defending his leads really well. He was looking strong and athletic. Racket skills are still there though, clearly. There, he moved in the line well there.
Yes, let. 7-6 from the right.
Ramy's a little bit hopeful there, thinking that was a stroke.
7 tour victories last year for Amir Shabana, 4 tour victories for Ramy Ashour in 2007. A bit more continuity between this pair. In both of the semi-finals, there was a lot of banter, a lot of questioning of the referee's decisions. Very stop-start, but this has been much more flowing, and perhaps a sign that there is a lot of respect between these two.
Yeah, there is a lot of respect, but just to quickly move the points over, that shot there from Amir for that winner was fantastic, because he made it look like he was going to go short and he hit it deep. And this is the response to the next rally from Ramy. Makes it look like he's going to go cross court and hits it straight. So you can see there the thought processes from both players. They've got options plentiful in their mind coming into striking the ball. Certainly we're not going to get long rallies. We've got a lot of quality in the rally. And this is how the Egyptian juniors tend to play. There's lots of turnover of points, lots of expression with the racket, lots of trading of high quality shots. And again, the court's playing its part. It's not the bounciest court that the tours have seen. You can see the balls at the front are staying right up there. This is a good rally from both. Ramy's so quick out of the shot, back to the middle of the court. Good width there, stopping Amir. Wanted to volley that. There's that cross-court backhand drop.
Stroke to Ashour.
Oh, now Amir on his haunches there.
Right side.
That says to me, Chris, that he's not the fittest he's ever been.
No, he's working hard. He's definitely not 100%.
And I think he's just short of a run. Short of the high-level matches that come playing this young Egyptian. And he has to finish the rallies in his own time frame.
Game ball.
When he's at his absolute best, Amir Shabana, he makes it look easy, doesn't he? Makes it look very, very easy, but it's not quite so in this. 11-8. Ramy Ashour wins again. A bit closer, but he's 2-0 up.
Ashour leads 2 games to love. Love all.
So Ramy Ashour controlling things here, looking to take his second tour victory against the world number 1.
I'll be amazed, Chris, if Amir doesn't come out and really try and dominate with the racket here. I don't think he's got the physical presence to do much else. So far, the first point went in with the short ball, and everything's gone in short since then.
Hand out. 1-all.
A little bit like Kareem Darwish and Ramy Ashour in the 4th game. It's going to be a bit of a trading session here. Everything's going short.
Down. 2-1.
Not a great job there from Amir. Easy for the lob. It ended up being a winning shot. I think from Ramy's point of view, we'd probably like to get a couple of long rallies under his belt, try and get Amir a little bit winded again. Oh, that's a fantastic half
shot.
volley. Half volley on the backhand side. Look at this for a racket skill. He drops the racket head down onto the
2
ball.
all.
Just flips it in straight into the neck. Fantastic skill. Nice hold there and cross-court width again. And change from backhand to forehand. Another flick. Oh, he's reading the play very, very nicely here. World number 1, he takes the simple let.
2 all from the right.
That's a quality rally, dominated.
Good variation in that as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, if you don't get him moving, he's going to have a problem, but I just think Ramy's going to be too good in terms of moving him around too much, and I just don't think he looks fit.
3-2.
I don't think he's injured. I just think he's maybe a little bit short of a run. First tournament back. And this is the type of pace that you can't really train for.
Probably be happy to get back into the final on his first tournament back as well.
Well, I think if he is a little bit short of a run, yeah, I think he'd be probably quite delighted with that. He'd only be better for it. But just after that rally in that third game when he went on his haunches, that's a telltale sign that it's hurt too much. You don't normally show your opponent either that type of feeling.
Out.
Nice patient rally there.
3 all.
Keeping it straight, limiting his movement. It'll be up for the young Egyptian to move Ramy around if he tries to straighten him up. Nice turn there. Beautiful turn. He hit so many balls straight, Chris, that Ramy actually moved into the straight
4-3.
line, and Ramy used that against him and turned it to the open space.
The body might not be quite working at 100%, but the head's still very much
Oh,
there,
the
isn't
head's
it?
there, yeah.
No, ball was good.
I think it's the first time we've had a discussion with the referee in this match.
No let.
It didn't work. A little bit of broken English. Here we see it there.
And
Ramy
now
saying he's
4-all.
got the ball on the racket. You just don't know what this banter's like, though. You don't know how serious it is, whether it's laced with any intent. Well, that was
And
intentful, wasn't it? Backhand crunching drive.
5-4.
I certainly get the impression Amir doesn't want to lose this 3-0. 2-love down is a mountain to climb against the world number 2, but Amir's doing everything in his power to make
6-4.
sure it's going to be 2-1. Again, good width on that forehand cross court. A lot of power again. Look at that width. Gets on that side wall.
It's let. 6-4 from the left.
Ramy Shabana's had mixed fortunes here in Canada. He was the champion 2 years ago, but he got knocked out in round 2 last year by Mohamed Iskandar. He's up against the defending champion, Ramy Ashour. Took his first ever PSA Tour victory here 12 months ago.
A lot of power on that backhand cross-court volley. Oh, and there's the guess from Amir. This time it didn't work.
And out.
It looks great when you get it right,
5-6.
but have a look now when you don't get it right. You look like, well, doesn't look too good, does it?
5-6.
We know what you mean,
I'm
Chris.
sure the club player does that all the time when they can't get to the other side quick enough. Nice exchange again from both players. Oh, he actually got that up,
Deflection.
but it went
Wasn't gonna
into...
make it.
Wasn't going to make it from the referee.
And out.
I think that's a good call.
7-5.
He still had the reactions to get something on the ball, though,
Yeah,
didn't he?
this is fantastic. Hands are so quick. Oh, I tell you what. Oh,
Second thoughts, actually.
second thoughts, it hit him in the head. It was going towards the corner of the side and front wall, so I think that's a bit premature from the referee. Difficult to call in real time, mind. Still 7-5 Amir. Oh, lovely hold. Sold him the straight drop. Everyone bought it, me included. I was off up there.
8-5.
turns at cross court. Fantastic skill.
Much better from Shabana. The best game we've seen him play, I think.
Oh, easily. There's a purpose about him, and there's a pattern.
Out.
Well, he might not be 100%, but when he is back to 100%, Shabana is capable of playing very well indeed. So it's 8-6 in the third to Amir Shabana in this final at the Canadian Classic here in Toronto. Ashour dominating the first game. Shabana actually had a decent lead in the second before losing that one 11-8, but he's playing very well in this third.
9-6.
Yeah, he is. He's moving it long and short straight again. When he does that, when he does it successfully, it really does tie Ramy down, and with flashes of deception and brilliance cross-court like that.
10-6, game ball.
Well, he's a class act, obviously, but he's back in this match. Oh, through all both, Nick.
Hand out.
Brings one back.
Very intentional,
7-10.
but not very easy.
Game ball.
Very important here for Amir to get this game over and done with and get off. Needs to conserve his energy. Doesn't want to get dragged into a battle in this third game.
Down.
Ooh. Good short play from Ramy Ashour, but Shabana
8-10, game
is
ball.
a bit soft there. Ashour's not going to let him win this one, is he? That's for sure. 10-8 now.
No, he's going to force the issue.
Yes, let. 8-10 from the left, game ball.
Ramy realises the simple fact that maybe he's a bit fitter and stronger than Amir at the moment, and the more that he can drag this game out, the better in the long term. Again, good guess there from her. Another guess. 2 in a row. Or educated movement, I should say. Nice use of the lob then to take away the pressure from Ramy. Felt the pace of the 2 guesses there from Amir. Another guess again.
Yes, let.
3 in a row
8-10
there,
from the
Chris.
left, game ball.
Every cross court was volleyed early. And there's the sign to me.
He's feeling it.
He's feeling it. He needs to win this game quickly. Oh, beautiful.
Lovely shot. Great shot to win the game. And Amir Shabana with a little reminder that he might not be fully fit, but he's still the boss. He takes that one 11-8. And we're going to go into a fourth.
Ashour leads 2-1. Fourth game, Shabana to serve. Love all.
So the best passage of play that we've seen from the world number 1 in that last game. That was good stuff. A good solid 11-8 victory. And it was a case of there being a lot of winners in there from Amir Shabana. Ramy Ashour didn't do too much wrong in that one.
Well, a little bit honest for his own good there, Amir. Very keen to play the ball.
1 love.
Smile to himself. Yeah, he played some nice squash there. Some good patterns. Very aggressive.
2 love.
He needs a good start. I was just about to say that before he had the bad start.
String.
Down twice on the trot. Well, it's going to be a very interesting year of squash, because this could be the year that Ramy Ashour takes over the dominance that Amir Shabana has had in the last few years. He threatened to do that in 2007. He's still quite a few points behind in the world rankings, but
Stroked.
there's a real feeling that he's the one coming through. He's the one that's
1-2.
after that number 1 spot. But Amir Shabana has still got
He was there.
a lot of squash left in him. And it's Ashour that's down on his knees now. I don't think he's through a loss of energy, really. He looks pretty fit out there.
Decision of the stroke.
He was right behind you, ready to play it, and you made. Yes, I did.
Again, good use of humour there.
1-2.
He wants to behead him. That might be your only chance today, Amir. Because if he keeps running around, mate, you're going to have a problem. I think it's very important here that Ramy tries to keep the pace up high, get some rally continuity going, make Amir earn every single point, test his physical presence, see what it's like. I think with Amir, he needs to control each rally, needs to take his chances.
Well, he's done well to take it to a fourth. Considering the way the match started as well, 11-2.
Well, that's right, on the evidence of the first game, even in the second, really. But again, we see that reading of that cross-court ball. He does go into the line so early, and he finished it up well. And the more that Ramy can't pull away here, the more self-doubt will create in his mind if he has that frailty. I'm not sure he does with the type of shots he plays, but that's where he needs to put him. He needs to pin him back there for a while.
3-2.
Force him to hit winners from behind. Oh, yeah, straight off the serve. Such aggressive nature, the Egyptian players. Great rally from both players, high and low. Oh, again. Look at that movement there. There's a grimace on his face. He's breathing heavy.
And that's just match fitness. That, I mean, he had a wrist injury. There was no problem with his legs or his feet.
Yeah, I just think he's short. He's just short of the high-level match fitness that Ramy Ashour demands. And you know, if Ramy's going to make little mistakes like that and keep Amir in the hunt, then you never know. We could be talking about a fifth game.
Of course, at the start of the week, Amir probably felt right as rain, but it's only really when you get into the matches and go through the rounds that's when you start to realise how fit or unfit you still are.
Well, of course. I mean, that's why he'll be better for this no matter what. But it's just his body language, Chris. It's
5-3.
There looks a little air of resignation about it. He didn't accept it at the start, but as the game has gone on, and I think in the third game he played for a lot of pride and he really pushed hard.
Well, I can't remember the last time Amir Shabana lost a match 3-0. And there was a danger of that happening for a while.
Well, even in that counter drop situation we just saw then, pretty much stayed up the front. If he guessed what side it was, he'd be okay. If he didn't, he lost the rally. So, and it's hard for people to understand how hard physically this game is. You do have to be at the top of your powers to be able to compete.
Play let.
It's all about intense bursts of energy, isn't it?
There's a let there on the pickup, I think, off the sidewall.
6-3 left.
Both players agreed to play a let, see if it was a scoop. Carry ball off the sidewall. All credit to Amir as well. He's not going for some ridiculous shots. What he's tending to do is try and move into the right area and be aggressive, and if he gets that wrong, then so be it. But can't do much about that backhand cross-court volley, Nick. Trademark Ramy shot. Plays it better than anyone.
Stroke Shabana. And out 4-7.
And Ramy just gets the feeling I need to get him off now. I don't want him catching me up with a few nicks and a few quality shots. That should just about put it to bed.
Unplayable. 3 points from match victory and his second title here in Canada. The defending champion looking strong against a weakened opponent, but Shabana is still fighting.
Again, there's the guess, but the width on the cross-court was so wide that Amir couldn't control it. The game's got very bitty again, which it always probably was when you get really tired. And there's another guess.
He's suddenly staring at a real mountain, Amir Shabana, and it's quickly going away.
10-4 match ball.
See, there he goes. He decides early on, much before Ramy has decided.
Down.
And it's down.
Hand out.
Well, there's a time you can play a
5-10.
bad shot like that, Ramy, and that was one of them, mate. The guy wasn't moving at all. Just had to hit it up. He didn't know that, obviously.
He's got a few points to play with, hasn't he?
Oh, again, nice use of the lob there. A little bit of fancy trickery.
And Shabana still fighting on.
Yeah, his ratio of successes on cross-court balls and
6-10.
straight balls has been phenomenal.
And I'm glad the crowd has not had to endure a very one-sided match, Shabana. In the second half of this match coming back into it.
Yeah, he's done quite well, I have to say. I think
7-10.
on limited physical
Nice
resources
ball.
at the moment, I think he's made a really good not hash of it, a really good sort of competitive match from it. But it has been pretty much a resignation about his game today.
Yes, let. 7-10 from the right.
Remains
ball.
match ball.
1 or 2 more points, Chris, and then all of a sudden I think you'll see a big spring in Amir's step, no matter how tired he is. Oh, this is assault. Oh,
Oh, just missed. He's down and he's out. The match goes to Ramy Ashour. And in the first contest of the year between the world number 1 and the world number 2, it's the number 2 that is victorious. His second tournament title here in Canada. Ramy Ashour wins.
Well, he certainly had his moments, but it's probably safe to say that Shabana's heart never really did seem to be engaged in this match. And to beat Ramy Ashour, you need to be able to deliver 110%. So his start